What's up, guys? It's AM_garage here, and I know I haven't uploaded in a little bit, but I thought this would be a good little video to make to get back into uploading. So today, I'm gonna be doing a 5-drawer cart review from US General. I've had this cart since say December now, and I've used it a lot to work on the bikes over there and on some of the cars I have outside, and it's honestly the best cart I've ever had. I had a little like cheap Craftsman one before, and just the drawers on these are just so smooth, and I like the locking ability on each of them. But I thought to go over all the tools I have in it and what I might want to change in the future. So let's jump right into it. So up in the top, obviously have all the magnetic little pans and dishes. Got those from Harbor Freight. And then most of the sockets are all Harbor Freight, Pittsburgh, and Quinn. I went with, I mostly have a lot of metric because most of my vehicles and bikes I work on are all Japanese. And what I did first was buy these little cheap $20 little sets to fill up most of these little rails. And I'll have these rails posted in the link. I got them from eBay, and they've held up pretty nice. But I've heard that these little pegs, especially on the little 1/4-inch ones, if you're a little aggressive, they break off very easily. But you just got to be very careful with that. But honestly, for it being cheap Harbor Freight sockets and like ratchets, I have their Flex Head Pro series, and that's like the most used ratchets I use is their Flex Head ones. They've held up pretty good, and especially their impact sockets. I use the 21 most out of all of them. I mean, it's not hollowed out or anything. It still have a little bit of the oil on it, but with like some of the sets you get from the store, like some of them are like missing right here. To like combat that, I buy some of the Tecton sockets, like the little individual metric and American, just to fill the set, so then I'm not skipping sizes. I had to do that a lot with I'm trying to find the 1/4-inch ones, like this one right here. It's Tecton, and a couple of the 3/8 ones are Tecton too, and the extensions. I really want to switch all to Tecton, but honestly, all these Pittsburgh sockets and stuff are good enough, so I just leave it at that. And on each of the sides of the 5-drawer, there's a little holes you can put like screwdrivers and pry bars and stuff in, but I put those in the drawers and stuff because some of the bigger pry bars can't fit, and I really don't want to drill out these holes, but I don't know. I might do that in the future if I get better pry bars. And then on the side, they give you like a little can tray to hold all your like brake fluids and PB Blast and stuff. And something I did differently than what it comes from the factory is these come chrome, and then I just bought the little black $10 trim replacements, and you just have to cut them to size because they overhang like an inch or so. But you just use like little tin snips or little like tube cutters. And then I also have the foldable tray that's like 25 bucks. And then I have some of their cheap like $5 liner to go on top so it didn't scratch the top. And then I'll jump right into the drawers here. But you can, with like these little push down things, it locks the top when you close it. It's not gonna close because some of the stuff's blocking it, but when that's closed, you can't open up these drawers. But that's kind of nice for if you work in a shop environment and don't want your tools to be taken or stolen when you're not at the shop. But in this top left drawer, it's mostly like my electrical stuff and my Allen wrenches and some of like little brushes and just kind of mix match stuff. I just have all this kind of laying around. And on each of these drawers, there's these little pull locking things, so then when you go and move it, the drawers won't slide out if you're just trying to move it around or pull it. And over here I have some of these Tekton. It was like a 10-piece Tekton screwdriver set. I really like it. It's hard handle compared to the little cheap ones I had before. And I also have the pick sets from Harbor Freight and just some other little stuff. And I know a lot of people will hate on me for this, but I have the Hercules Harbor Freight impacts, and I've used and abused all of them, and they haven't gave me any trouble. Actually, the first half-inch drive impact I got was defective. It wouldn't go into any of these left or right gears, and it would just kind of be stuck in the neutral. And so I returned it, and they gave me a new one, brand new out of the box. And I have all their big batteries and then the small 12-volt ones, and they've held up good. And I haven't had any issues with them overheating or just not working. It's been able to break off tons of lug nuts, especially the half-inch drive. But I have the 3/8 gun, and then the little drill, and the little 1/4-inch impact. But they've all handled pretty good, and everybody wonders if they can do better than Milwaukee and Snap-on. And from using a couple of Snap-on impacts here and there, they're pretty much the same thing. It's just I know some of the Snap-on have the bigger models, which can obviously do more like torque down bolts and stuff. And then in the middle drawer is all my wrenches. I have the Husky ratcheting wrenches that I've used for like 2 years now, and they've held up really good. None of them have broken, luckily. And then to have like a little box end wrench set, I just got the cheap Pittsburgh one from Harbor Freight, along with their cheap crescent wrenches, which are honestly crescent wrenches. They're all pretty much the same, along with their vice grips. But and then in the big drawer, I have my hammers, my pliers, the this I got this on sale for $100 at Harbor Freight. They're usually like 170. It's a half-inch pneumatic impact. It's pretty good. I really love it. And you got 3 different settings for speeds and stuff. But honestly, for this being a cheap little box with cheap tools, it's held up pretty nice. And it's pretty much good for little like home stuff and working on cars and all that. And I have their $20 torque wrench, which is honestly pretty good for the price. I would recommend it, and it's hasn't broken on me or anything yet, so I'll see how long that lasts. And then in here I have the Cobalt tap and die set. I found at a garage sale for like $5, but all this other stuff I try to find tools for cheap at garage sales and try to find good Harbor Freight tools that I can use to collect in my toolbox. And down here, you can see I use this as like a little storage unit, but this has like a big opening to like store tons of stuff, and I don't have it like bow in the middle or anything, so I say the metal is pretty good from the factory. So for everybody saying that these carts aren't like good or they're junk, people are just knocking on it for no reason if they're not even trying it. But if you're trying to find a good little roll cart for the shop or your garage, and just trying to find like a cheap little box to store your tools, I would recommend it. I do plan on adding the Harbor Freight has the little like 8 drawer or 10 drawer, I can't remember. It's for like the 44 and 56 toolboxes, but if you notch out the little tops like here and here, and you just use the same bolt holes on the sides, it'll mount right up, no problem. I thought about doing that so then I get more space, so then this can be more organized, especially down here. So then I have more room to fit hammers and all that. But honestly, I would buy more of these carts. And of course, right after I got this one, they released the gray cart, which looks way better than the blue, but I don't know. Maybe I'll have to get that next. But hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and have a good one.